welcome to TDX Pod, where interior designer Danny Russo and pop culture addict Camille Kauer collide in the most stylish way possible. Each week, we're diving into the hottest trends, the must see moments from market, and all the juicy design drama you didn't know you needed. So, buckle up, grab yourself a latte,
Or a glass of champagne.
and let's get into the beautiful and brilliant world of design. This is TDX Pod.
So this week we're going to talk about, for this episode, we're going to talk about our trip to Boutique Design New York in fabulous New York City, which I have not been to since 2018, and it was a completely different city where a lot has changed. It's a city that never sleeps, and all the design happens there. But we attended BDNY, Boutique Design New York, where hospitality merges with residential and restaurant and hotel. And it was like one of the most, oh, unique shows that I've been to. What'd you think of it?
It was a nice hodgepodge of a little bit of everything.
It
And
was,
I liked it. I enjoyed that it was something you could do in a day or two and see everything.
yeah. And we got to go to some amazing restaurants. I got you to experience Italy, the real Italy, not the
Uh,
Italy
I was like,
Express.
wait, when the heck did we go to Little Italy? I know what you're talking about. I know.
Italy,
Italy.
Italy.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And
Yes.
I got you to try one of my favorite dishes is beef Wellington and got you to try that. And that was delicious.
That
I
was
think that's
amazing.
my favorite meal.
We stayed at the Edition Hotel by Ian Traeger, and the restaurant we were at was the Clock Tower, I believe, and the design of it was just spectacular. Some
All
of the
of those
drinks,
photos that were on the walls, I loved
yeah,
it. It was like from 60s and 70s, just all of those icons staring at us.
I love that.
It was beautiful.
We're recreating that moment for a client that we just got back from today, but I love that just mishmash of different kind of frames, artwork, time periods. I mean, there was 18th century meets 19th century meets pop art.
It
It
was
was a
like no rules mattered. You could just,
yes.
yeah. And that was the rule,
Well,
right?
yes. And that's the hardest rule. That's the hardest design to achieve when you're mixing all those styles together. It's actually more complicated than it appears because it's very, very, very well planned out.
Hmm. I
But
mean, you had to pick the perfect black and white photos for them to all coordinate together and all the different frames. And
there were
oh, it
color
was
ones too, weren't there? Yeah, there were color ones. There
well,
were color ones or oil
the view I
paintings.
had was mainly black and white, I believe. I don't know. Now you got me looking.
We flew in to New York on a God, I want to say Friday. And of course, while going to the airport and checking in, I got stopped by CBS and was interviewed about the government shutdown and cutting down on flights and if we were worried about getting back. And it ended up airing by the time we landed. I had 45 messages from different people that had seen it. You ended up getting rerouted through Nashville because of the situation. And
It was,
ironically, luckily, I actually had a smooth travel experience for one of the first times in a while.
yeah, it was kind of a nightmare for us because we had to leave at 8 o'clock in the morning for a 2 hour flight, and it took 5 hours because we had to go to Nashville, then over here, and yeah, never
Did they
again.
tell you about it beforehand?
They did, but it was also a
But
matter of I had to do it, otherwise we
yeah,
would be super late.
yeah.
So yeah,
No, it all worked out. We got there and immediately went to dinner at the Clock Tower restaurant inside of the
no, we
Edition
didn't.
Hotel.
No, we
We
didn't.
got there and we got into a $600 Uber. We
Okay.
got there and I don't know, what did we do? I don't even remember.
Don't remember? We
I
went to
do.
CBS Studios and
Oh,
watched
we
a
got
live
there and we went
taping of the
to,
finale. Jeez Louise.
I did totally forget that. We went to CBS Studios and watched a
My
live
friend,
taping of the finale of
have I got news for you with
that.
Roy Wood Jr.,
Yes.
Michael
And we,
Ian Black. Yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
yeah, no, we sat front row. That was amazing.
I
I
have really
forgot
good
about
sense.
that.
Yeah, I'm like, That's the only reason why I changed my flight because well, that
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
not wanting to have to travel separately back to the hotel because the only other option was like getting there at 8 o'clock at night and then we would have missed the
Yeah.
whole taping. So, yeah,
That was an interesting thing. I've never been at a TV show taping, and I think it aired the next day. And I'm always interested to see the behind the scenes of how things work, the cameras, the lighting, and I just know I was looking up the whole time, looking at the lighting, and I'm like, huh, lighting really does make a difference,
huge
especially in
difference.
design. But and then we ended up at the Clock Tower restaurant, and then everything's a blur.
We went to
So then it
sleep.
turned into Saturday. We went to sleep, got up Saturday, and we were off and running.
Yep.
Where did we go
Like
on
almost every
Saturday?
day we got like 6 miles in of walking because we were walking everywhere. We went to the museums. Remember we went to Met Gala
We
or
went
not?
to the we went to the Metropolitan Museum of Art, and then we ended up going down Madison Avenue, where I landed in the Tom Ford store, and you landed in
Landed?
Vivian Westwood.
Wait, landed? Beelined more like it.
Well, I didn't know the store was there, and then I saw it, and I was like, "Oh my God!"
It's kismet. It was meant to
Uh-huh.
be.
And then, yeah, that happened.
Ah, love those. They look
This
so good on
happened.
you. I should have brought the things I purchased, but most of it's on my
These
tongue.
are these are old. These are the ones that you tried on, but these have my prescription in it.
Okay.
I haven't even taken the other ones out of the box. But my God, the sales tactics there, they're such good salespeople. And Tom Ford, but my God, he was like, here, just try this coat on. You'll look good in it. And I looked like a flasher. And he goes, it's 40% off. And Kaden asked me, how much is that coat? And I go, 40% off. And he goes, that's not a real number. Yeah, 40% off of $8,000 is not much of a sale.
And
Anyway,
the job was
we
done.
did not buy that. We did not buy things.
Well, I will say that Pierre, he did have a really good eye for
Jean
you to try.
Jean
Jean
Pierre.
Pierre, Jean Pierre.
Jean
He
Pierre.
did have a really great eye of making you try something out of the box because he didn't know that you're all black, all gray, some hues in between. And he got you in that butter colored. I want to say it was like, it reminded me like Dick Tracy or somebody from like the 50s.
The trench coat. It was a trench
Yeah.
coat.
Well, yeah, but it was the color too. Like you don't see that color very often. It was almost like the khaki suit drama.
A camel color. I just don't ever know where I would wear that to. And Kata made a point. Like I tried on a smaller coat that was suede, and I'm like, when I'm working, I never know if I'm going to be on the ground, up in the air, in a rafter, changing out can lights. Like I'd end up with that covered in either dirt, blood, wine, or
Paint,
something, paint.
paint.
Yeah. So that's why stick to what you know, and I know black.
Girl, do ya?
But the scents that they were showing us were amazing too. Black Orchid Reserve, Ode Voyager. Those are the two scents we got. And then where did we end up? We went to Vivian Westwood after that. And then we trekked on over to,
The different hotel
I
lobbies.
almost said the Museum of Arts and Crafts.
Oh, well, then there was that. I was
The
gonna say, well, we
museum,
made it to
the
some motel,
Museum of
a
Art and
motel.
Design, right?
Yeah, but we
The
went to
Museum of
some
Art.
hotel lobbies before we went to the
We
design.
went to the Plaza Hotel. We went to a lot of things.
A lot. But I love that you get so much inspiration from so many different places. Although it seemed like we were going all over the place, which we were going with a very poignant reason because we were there for the Boutique Design New York show. So we wanted to see what their
Yes.
boutique designs looked like, and seeing the Mecca, I would say, because it has so much international travel. It's from living there as a kid compared to like going there now, it was so
It's
different to
night and
see it
day.
as different from a resident as opposed to a visitor, but you just
Yeah.
really could tell that it's a visitor city. Like it gets a lot of people because the hospitality was amazing,
Oh
but it
yeah.
also had a lot of attractions to keep the eyes constantly moving at things new to look at and beautiful to look at.
Yeah. Everybody was getting ready for Christmas. It was interesting to watch all that going on. The Rockettes are celebrating 100 years of Rocketism. Is that a word?
Of what?
Rocketism?
Sure.
The Rockettes were celebrating 100 years of Rocketism. I don't know, but they had Rockettes from every age. The show had just opened. FAO Schwartz was involved. We went to some malls.
Rockefeller Center.
Yeah. But the Museum of Art and Design was actually really fun. I should give it more credit than is due. We started
Yeah.
out on the top floor where you knew the jewelry designer, and it was, well, I forget the name of the exhibit, but you know it.
So funny that you brought that up because now I'm like blanking because I was trying to think of the hotel we went to that began with a C. But
Carlisle.
Dorian, she did a lot of the jewelry for Black Panther. She works with Ruthie Carter a lot, which North Carolina recently had an exhibit of Ruthie Carter, and it was of Afrocentrism. So it was kind of
Yeah.
interesting to see from the jewelry perspective because this lady makes very intricate and technology inspired design pieces or jewelry pieces. And one of the pieces I was able to try on at the Ruth E. Carter event, but in here it was on display. So it was just kind of really kind of cool to be like, oh my God, I've worn that. And now it's on
Uh-huh.
display in New York City. So I immediately FaceTimed one of her.
Grant.
She said that she's considered the private donor. So I'll just stick with that name, her private donor, and called her and FaceTime, like, guess where I'm at? Because she had posted pictures from her grand opening for that exhibit and she was there. So I was like, what are the odds? Because it didn't even dawn on me that they were in New York because they're from Louisiana. So I thought they were in New Orleans. Anyway, you just be doom scrolling, just be like, oh my God, that's amazing. And so to find out it was in New York, but it was a beautiful exhibit.
It was.
A,
It
I
was.
would say it was very dark though. Speaking of lighting, like I was just like, I feel like I need a
I think
flashlight on
that
compared to
was
going to Jonathan Adler's was very bright. The next floor down.
well, on that floor with the Afrocentric, I can't say the word. I
So
mean, they did the Avengers, they did Black Panther, there was something she did with Coming to America. There were a couple other movies that I didn't know,
yeah,
but apparently she did a lot of the outfits for the Met Gala
jewelry. But
jewelry.
Ruthie Carter did the clothes. Yeah. So you're
Yes.
still right.
I mean, it was a beautiful. So I think in that floor, the lighting was intended to invoke emotion and be moody and Jewel Tony. Just the way they had it displayed was so unique.
That's good. Like red carpet. It's dark
Yeah,
until you put the flashes on it.
exactly.
Yeah.
And and then that museum, I've been by it so many times over the last 20 years. I've never thought to go inside. But then when you're standing in front of we skipped the mommy floor, which was the art of motherhood and the devices and the contraptions. Those were all
Traumatizing.
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 Yes, traumatizing. And then we went
And
down to
barbaric.
the.
I'm still like PTSD of it all. Like, oh my God, why would
But
somebody? But it's good to show that how
yeah,
violent childbirth can be.
I'm unaware. I don't know how those things work, but
Uh,
okay. But the Jonathan Adler floor was Jonathan Adler, and it was very odd to be standing in front of a lot of his pieces that are available for sale at anywhere, at Target, at oh my God, the Bergdorf Goodman's. We saw them there, but they had his. He was actually a. I'm screwing the words up. He was a ceramicist.
ceramic
He
artist.
yes, and his medium was playing with clay and making clay and molding it. And I was reading, if you look in the pictures, I took a bunch of pictures of the words that were on the wall to read later. And
Hmm.
a lot of the things that he said was, I could be out getting drunk or high, but instead I'm using my pottery wheel, something along those lines. But I mean, everything, it was very relevant. Funny because I accidentally called it to one of my friends. I said it was the Museum of Arts and Crafts. And he goes, what did you just say? Did you go to the Michael's headquarters? And I go, I just can't. I was like, the Museum of Art and Design. So, but by that point, we had walked the entire day. And I remember leaving there with intentions to get into an Uber. And I think we did that. And then we went to the Italian barber shop that was filled with amazing Polish people that were not one bit Italian. And then we got our nails done. And then we ended up at Shake Shack. And then we ended up at Boutique Design New York, where the magic came together.
Where everything made sense again. Yeah.
Everything made sense again back at Boutique Design New York, where we got to see some of our favorite vendors from Meridian Furniture to Four Hands to
Kohler,
Kohler, Philip Jeffries. All of my favorite people and
Sunpan.
favorite things were there. But it was really interesting to see how the hospitality and residential, in my eyes and in my world, I've been using hospitality furniture in all of my designs since I've started my career. So I feel like hospitality has always been coming into the residential field. A lot of the residential players are trying to get into the hospitality game. It was interesting to see our house had a booth for their hospitality collection. So all of our clients these days are asking for performance textiles, performance fabrics, things that'll stand up to everyday use, wine spills, food spills, kids, dogs, you name it, short of Kevlar furniture. I
I'm
think they had it
curious,
there.
do you think the change happened with with the pandemic in a way because a lot of people weren't able to go on vacation, so they wanted their home to be like a staycation resort style as well, or even like with people doing short-term rentals. I'm sure that had an effect too. But I'm wondering, when
You,
did you notice the change that people were trying to be more hospitality in their residential?
I would say around 2016, 2017, some umbrellas started coming out with a line of fabrics that could be used in different ways. And then Krypton fabric was launched, and Krypton became a big player. And it was basically more of a treatment. But all of our clients have been asking for things that hold up with animals, children, pets, like floors that don't scratch easily, just more heavy duty wear and tear quality goods. And we got to see that there.
No,
Um,
it's I'm asking that because I remember when I got my first home, my mom was like, make sure you Scotch guard everything. So that was like the pre-performative fabric with Scotch guarding everything. And I was like, I am not the one to do all of that because it was like labor intensive to do this. So I was curious, when do they realize, hey, why don't we just sell items that are already Scotch guard, so to speak?
well, let me tell you a little secret about American textiles and how American furniture is sold. So, any fabric that's coming out of a textile mill is already pre treated. So, adding on a Scotch guard, it's not never, I would not say it's a bad thing, but it's kind of like an upsell. Like, you're treating it with chemicals. People don't really want chemicals in their home these days. They're going for a more natural lifestyle. So, when you open up a new piece of furniture and you have a smell of some sort, that's called off-gassing from the packaging, from the production process, but everything comes out of the mill pre-treated. So the Scotch Guard process was kind of scammy in a way. I'm going to get so much shit for saying this, but if you go to a furniture store and buy furniture, they're going to try to sell you a protection plan. That protection plan is typically called Guardsman. Guardsman is either a fabric treatment or it's basically an add-on sale just to make the ticket higher. Nobody really needs it. Whenever anybody tries to make a claim, they always try to deny it. So, that is the new Scotch Guard. They try to sell the furniture protection plan. When you're working in hospitality and with hospitality furnishings, that's built in and that's a no-brainer. And that's not even like if you're putting a piece into a hotel or a restaurant, it has to stand up to X amount of use. So those kind of textiles are already engineered for that, for the purpose. So Scotch guarding is, I would say kind of a myth. You could still get it done. They still sell it at stores, but it's not as big as it used to be.
You had some
But
other interesting things that you also like to make things more performative. Do you have any other tips? Because a lot of, I mean, I think a lot of people don't know the interesting things that they can use to help make sure that their investment, because your home's your largest investment, and the things that go
mhm,
inside are even larger sometimes, how
yeah.
they can make them last longer once they get it. Like, you know,
Well, we're all about directing dollars when we meet with clients. So I always advise my clients where they should spend money and where they shouldn't. We just left a client's house that has four dogs, two huge ones, one medium one, one small one. And they're on the sofa, they're on the furniture. So that immediately tells me that I need to pay attention to their surfaces that they sit on and eat off of, and not pay so much attention to the rugs that we're going to use in the project. I'm going to use polypropylene rugs, which are going to last longer. They're easier to clean. They're You can replace them in 3 to 4 years, but they're going to do the job. Still look good. You're going to get your money's worth, but you're not going to spend a ton of money on the rug portion. But when we're doing the sofa portion, we want to make sure that they're going to use a performance fabric, which is has a tighter weave, more resistant to claws. If you're doing, we never want to use a bonded leather. I always tell people to stay away. If you see a piece of leather furniture and it sounds like the price is too good to be true, then that means it is too good to be true. That means in 3 years it's going to start peeling, flaking, discoloring, and you're not going to want to use that. Saying these words while I'm talking about boutique design New York, I'm talking, I feel like somebody's going to slap me right now because I shouldn't be using these words in the same sentence.
well, I mean,
Hospitality furniture is
sharing
just
how
built.
different it is, because
Yeah,
maybe the average person wouldn't know, because not all
no,
people that listen to us are interior designers like myself, and
right.
they're going to want to know, like, oh wait, am I being sold something I don't need? Or they might not think of like these different things, which is another reason why you hire an interior designer, because they're thinking all these process through. They know
Oh, yeah.
about the different weaves, so to speak, not the kind you wear in your hair, that you would need with animals. And if it makes a difference if you have a cat or if you have a new baby, like all of those different things make a difference. So this is interesting.
Cats, kids, and dogs. If you have a cat, you do not want a woven fabric. You want it to be as tight as possible, almost like a velvet that's a cat can't claw at. And we take those into consideration. People don't know that sometimes people don't even know that I take these things into consideration. You called me the Rain Man of interior design on our trip because what did I say? There were two times you said it.
Well,
I said something to somebody and you go, you sounded like the private shopper. We were in an Abercrombie and Fitch store. That is a
I didn't go
scam.
inside the Abercrombie and Fitch store.
The
I would never.
Abercrombie and Fitch store tried to sell us. They go, would you like a bag for your purchase? And I go, I'm like sitting there listening, and somebody was buying something. And I go, I'm sorry, did you just say bags are 5 cents? I go, why would the bag be 5 cents? And she goes, well, I don't really know. I think it's kind of like a paper or plastic thing. And since we're in New York, they've banned plastic. And I go, that's funny. Abercrombie and Fitch has never used plastic bags. They've always been made out of paper, had naked people on them, blah, blah, blah. But I go, so you want to charge 5 cents for the paper bag that you've always. So that was not computing. And then you said that you said she probably thought I was a secret shopper.
Well, for the record, I did not go in there with you because I was at FAO Shorts, but you told me the story and I was like, oh my gosh, that poor girl. She's probably like 15 years old, first job, and here comes Danny questioning her about something that happened 20 years ago. Because I feel like
Well,
Abercrombie like closed for a while and just had a resurgence recently, but I don't know. I do not
they've
shop at
really.
this.
So we were in their flagship store. They completely redid it. When I was there last, I remember it being three levels, dark and moody. It was bright and airy. They have a new brand called YPD, Young Professional Dream. It stands for something, but it's like a yoga athletic wear. And TJ Watt's the quarterback for the people that play with the things.
I was like, wait, you're talking sports?
I
Let
don't
me
know where
have
I'm. I know. I just know TJ Watts. He has a licensing deal with them, and he had his line. He had that. He's involved.
Okay.
and that was their new brand, YPD. Anybody know what YPD stands for?
Oh, young
Anybody?
Danny.
Yeah.
I'll look it up.
But there was that, and they had their A&F Kids, Abercrombie. It was just different because we were at the Rockefeller Center. We just stopped in, and it was interesting that they've
Oh,
had a
it's
resurgence.
YPB, your personal best.
YPB. What did I say?
I don't know.
I
YTD.
said
I don't.
young professional dream. But yeah, that. So I thought it was weird. I was in the store, and this goes back to our conversations in the past about technology. The only thing I purchased from Abercrombie and Fitch in a very long time is underwear. So I happened to be sitting there waiting for a friend to check out. And I was like, oh, I wonder, this is the flagship store. I wonder if they have the underwear that I always buy in stock. Because if I find them, I'll buy like 40 pairs, throw out all the old ones. Well, they didn't have them on the shelf. So I was like, let me, I was like, look, trying to open my phone to look at what location I was. And all of a sudden, the Abercrombie app came up first. And I'm like, this is weird. And then all of a sudden, I tapped on the Abercrombie app and it went directly to the underwear section of the app. And I'm like, how do they
Preview.
know? They knew like where we were and what we were doing. But that technology goes into boutique design or hospitality design, or hospitality is considered commercial design for stores. Da, 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 da. But that technology, like they had some sort of beacon going out where they knew that I was on their app looking at that in that section and picked it up and sent something to the app in the phone. But
Those privacy settings are telling you all of this. It's part of the Bluetooth. When you go in, there's
I,
geo-tagging.
I know,
So
but I
they
thought I
know.
had those all done right. I don't know.
You got to have a VPN to block those babies. But even still, I think because it's Bluetooth, I don't know.
But going back
Maybe
to lighting, the lighting in that store, the lighting in any store, the lighting that we got to see at Boutique Design New York and the technologies that are coming out were just, it was just amazing to see. There was a gentleman named John who was selling a product that is for hotel nightstands. You know, when you go into a hotel and you go to plug in your phone, you either don't have the old USB-C that they have, you either can't find your charger block, or you're stumbling for something. This gentleman has a device that was a 30-watt magnetic charger, a USB-C, the old style USB, and you could plug your phone right in as long as you had a cord. And he was selling them to retrofit hospitality furniture, which is big. That's game changing for the hospitality industry, the hotel industry, in my opinion. When we first walked in, we ran into another gentleman who made just banquet seating for booths at restaurants. And it was just interesting that how much they can do, how much they're willing to do. What really surprised me is that we ran into a company named Gasser Furniture. And I was looking at the booth and I said to my assistant, and I go, I bet you think I like that booth, don't you? And he goes, yeah. And I go, why do you think that? And he goes, because it's all black and depressing. And I'm like, well, no, but I like that they did black on black on black on black. And then you started talking to the girls that were working there, and they're from Youngstown, Ohio. And they make all of the casino chairs in my hometown, which I never knew. But they had a bunch of extensive projects that they had worked on. It was interesting.
you definitely learned something new there. And you definitely
Yeah,
were using them again. Oh, where exactly are you? And over here. Oh, and it was really fun to watch because
you
they
go,
knew
there he
all your
goes
questions.
again.
I mean, but to be fair, at market, they should know their information inside and out. Because I was at a different booth, because I was a spa director, the skin girl guru, and I love all things beauty. So I went into the Buzz booth, and there was a man there who was like the male Instacart shopper that people try to avoid. He knew nothing about any of the brands that were there. He kept like saying, "Oh, let me go find out." And I was like, "Are you new here? Are you just a male model that's supposed to just look cute?" Like
What's
I was very
they do that.
confused.
They hire them for that. But what's
Oh,
the
I
buzz
know.
booth? What's the buzz
It
booth?
was so they represent different brands that they bring into the hotel for like your shampoos, your lotions, your skincare items they
Oh,
might
yeah, yeah,
have
yeah.
there as well. Yeah, it was pretty cool. Because some of the brands that they work with, I was like, oh, so you're the reason. Because I loved Omni Grove Park Inn has this signature scent that they had for their shampoos and lotions, which was like a rosemary mint scent.
Yeah.
And now they have this new brand that's there. It's still good, but I was like, "Oh, are you the reason they don't have the rosemary mint scent anymore?" And they're like, "Yeah, actually." And I'm like,
We were with the sales director for Kohler, and
"Mm,
they have a spa line out, and they were talking about the Bliss Spa. And the Bliss Spas used to be in all of the W hotels back in the day. And they have a new sauna line, home sauna, and Klafs, Klafs. They launched it about 5 years ago. It's a German company. They've been around for years, but Kohler purchased them. And we all got in the sauna together. I remember seeing that and also seeing the technology that goes into an electronic shower system. That
which is
was
expensive.
extremely, nobody
Definitely not something you
realizes.
can do yourself."
No. Well, you could if you're a computer programmer and a plumber
And plumber,
and an
yeah.
electrician and basically an engineer.
Network engineer. Yeah.
Yeah. But can you imagine if your shower got hacked? Like
It's
we've
a
been
new
having all
horror
of these
movie.
cloud outages. Like, oh my God, I'm in the shower and suddenly,
You're locked in. You
oh
can't get
my
out,
God.
changing colors, describing in disco shades. But it was
Yeah.
interesting to see, to also learn from your point at our hotel, they had that rain style shower head, and we all had different opinions about it. So Caden said it felt like he was drowning. I was like, I liked it because I felt like I was literally outside in the rain without being in the rain because it was raining while we were there as well. But
Hayden said he felt like he was
not something I would
drowning.
want it at home. Mm-hmm.
Hayden said, oh, okay. That sounds
Hayden.
like something he would say.
Yeah. Probably because from his waterboarding experience. I mean, the guy has been through some things. No, I'm kidding. I'm like,
Oh my God.
I don't know.
This is,
I didn't. And then it was also funny because you guys kept saying how the floor was slippery. And I always travel with shower shoes from my experience of spa life. Yeah, even though
well,
I have to
the
see
floor,
go ahead.
they use the minimum. There's a X amount of grip level that you're supposed to have on a shower floor, and they had the bare minimum. And I
I had
could
no
tell it was
clue. I was
textured.
wearing shower shoes the entire time,
So somebody at that hotel must have told them something because the bath mat, which typically goes outside of the tub or outside of the shower, was rolled up in the shower.
which is weird.
So that right there told me that somebody said something or somebody fell in that shower. But Ian Traeger hotels are not known to be ADA compliant, or it's more beauty than substance. Is
Function.
that
Oh, I was going to say
well,
function.
yes, more beauty over function. But
Fair.
they're great hotels.
Yeah.
I have nothing bad to say about the hotel. I love the
No,
design
and
of
it
it.
depends, I guess, also on your room because I felt like the bathroom mirror, I didn't like the amount, like it wasn't bright enough for me, but because yours was closer to a window, it was very bright. So it's
Huh.
interesting how much a room can change just the dynamic of how close it is to the window because the window was in my
Exactly.
shower instead of near my mirror or vanity. So yeah.
We take all, and that's the thing about designers. We take all of those factors into account that people don't realize. People don't realize the amount of natural light versus the amount of artificial light and the temperature of the artificial light that's coming in to the room versus the natural light. Balancing those is an act that is not easy to do.
No.
And that's why we've trained so long to do what we do. But back to the show, I mean, it was very commercial. It's a show I would definitely go back to. I think I would go. So we go to KBIS, the Kitchen and Bath Design Show. We go to High Point for furniture. A lot of these shows have been merging, and we see a little bit of each, but boutique design had a little bit of a lot.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
No, totally.
because their
Got
aisles
more bang
started,
for
I
your buck,
believe,
I feel like.
their aisles started, I think, at 1,000 and went up to 3,500. And you guys didn't realize, but I was going through these aisles in my head, and I was trying to cover 6 aisles at a time by instead of going up and down, I was going horizontal. Did you realize that?
Oh no, we realized it because it was crazy town. Because
Oh,
we
well,
were
you
like,
ended up
wait, he's over there. Now he's over here. Now he's over there. It was a lot.
because you have to like, I mean, as a designer, there's so much bullshit. There's so much junk. There's so much, there's so many things. Like we narrow our vendors down and we want to see new ones, but like I can get through quickly, and then you got to like people want to talk, and you know how that goes.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, Danny Russo. Oh, great. Hi, nice to see you. And then I'm like, next
Groupies.
thing I know, it's 5 o'clock.
Yeah. No.
But
I love that you were trimming the fat, so to speak. And we weren't wasting a lot of time in different aisles or getting stuck with the new flashy thing, the silver ball or the shiny ball syndrome of it all. But it was one of those things where it was like, wait, are we missing things because we're not going up and down? But you had a plan of action
no, I
that
had it in my
worked.
head. And
Yeah.
if you can get into my head, holy shit.
I would be so lost and
Um,
I would want to go through every aisle. So no.
I mean, that's why it's a 2-day show, but
Yeah.
we could have killed it. I just got to the point where I was over me. I was over it. I was over, I
Well,
mean, I just got back from High Point, so it was like too much design in too little time for me. Like being at High Point and then going to another show 2 weeks later, I don't know that I will ever do that again.
yeah.
But I mean, I don't want to talk. I'm not saying that you shouldn't do that. If you're a designer that's younger and listening to this, you should do it. I did it when I was in my younger years. I would be on the road and be hitting 3 shows a month in the beginning of January, April, October, and it's just you end up seeing like it's like what was that? When was that? Where was that? And I I can't do it anymore.
Well,
Not
now I feel like
young.
now that you're in comparison, when you're new, you kind of need to see it all to know what you don't know. With you
Oh,
already know those things, so you can streamline
yeah.
it to only see what you need to see and what your clients need and what you need to know that might be new or different. Like, the guy with the electric outlets, and just the simplest things that
Yeah.
might make the life easier, but you don't need to see every new thing because although
No.
that Kohler shower was really cool, not everyone's going to want to go through having all the different people come over to put in a new shower, maybe in a new build, but not
Yeah.
necessarily somebody that already is established shower. Like they're just going to want to
Well,
change the
that
shower.
Kohler booth, that Kohler sauna was so hard to get to when I was at KBIS. I couldn't even access the booth because it was just mobbed. It had everybody there. This was a more tame show that didn't have so many people. It was an easy show. It was a
And
good
I
one.
will say that if we didn't spend like every day walking already 6 miles a day, because my feet were like dead, like so, like, and
If I
I was
did
one
it
of the most
again, our
comfortable
hotel would
shoes.
be next to the Javits Center.
Yes.
I wanted to give you guys an experience, so I tried to get the hotel as an experience and spread it out so we can see a lot. And we did cover a lot of ground. But if I were ever to do it again, my hotel would be the Equinox Hotel across from the Eataly, across from the Psycho Bunny store
Oh,
and the
love.
Javits Center. And then I would be in and out in 2 days.
Yeah.
But I wanted to create a special moment for you and Caden and Vanessa and Josh and my work extended family. Ellie is extremely jealous that she didn't get to come, and Amy would have loved to have been there.
Well, here's the other part. I do all the marketing, so I kind of need to be where you need it, where you're going. So I'm inside your
Uh-huh.
head. I can take the pictures the way I need them to be cropped and framed.
Yeah.
But it was also like there was so much going on that it was like you got to a point like, wait, did I already take a picture of that, or is it just in my head? Which is why I was really glad you were wearing those glasses. Back to the meta
Uh-huh.
glasses, where you were like I would just see your finger going. I'm like, oh, he's got it. I don't have to worry about it. But back to the young people, make sure you wear comfortable shoes, no matter what age you are. Make sure you wear comfortable shoes and prioritize mapping the place out because that was really good.
Have a
And I
plan. We did
think,
have a plan. We didn't
yeah.
map a place out. I mapped it out in my head, but
Well, the other
we
part is
had
like
an
with High
agenda. We had a
Point,
good
you're going
agenda.
all down the streets, you're going all these different places, you're driving around. There's no way to see it all. There's new showrooms popping up that are inside, they're outside. And this was easier because it was all in one place. You got to see hospitality, bathroom, art, like everything was there. So I
You know
do
what's
think
funny?
you
I
don't
forgot when
necessarily.
we walked in and it was like mild and like cloudy. And then when we walked out, it was freezing and snowing.
Yes.
Talk about a New York minute. And the day before, we were like sweating going down Madison Avenue.
And super
Um,
sunny.
yeah, it
Yeah.
was interesting.
It was a fun weekend.
Very fun.
Yeah.
But anything I didn't cover that you want to talk about? Any hot fire questions you have for me? Any designer
Drama.
drama you want to know about?
Well, a little bit, because I don't know if we touched on this in the last episode, but I'm wearing the color. But there was like different colors that really stuck out to you.
Watch that
And
color that she's wearing right now. Watch that color. I am calling it. I predicted only one color of the year accurately, and we don't really follow trends, blah, blah, blah. We don't follow colors of the year, but they do come up. Every designer will say, I don't follow the color of the year. I just do what I want to do. Oh, yeah. And then 2 years later, guess what color's showing up in all of their work? The color of the year from 2 years ago. So the color that you're wearing right now, it's not burgundy. It's not sommelier.
beautiful.
It is Marcel. It is the Pantone Color of the Year Marcel, which was the color of the year in either 2014 or 2015. Color of the year started in 2021 with Cerulean. You all know that line from The Devil Wears Prada, but it's evolved into a lot. So we'll be seeing,
I think this
we'll
is
be
also
seeing.
that was a very popular color. They
Yeah,
called it rose
blush.
gold, but it's not very rose goldy on my screen right now for whatever
No,
reason.
blush. I've called blush.
Blush. Yeah.
Yeah. Actually, that's from Donna Salers. Caden's going to send you a picture. He just found her picture yesterday. And I was like, oh, that's Donna.
Thank you,
Um,
Dana. Love this color. It's
Donna
absolutely gorgeous.
Salers, Fabulous Furs, fabulousfurs.com, made in, I don't know where, but her office is in Cincinnati, Ohio.
OH.
Yeah. So back to the Juicy Couture archives where you dug that out.
Well,
That
everything
color is
old is new again.
Marcella.
If Lindsay
Yeah,
Lohan can make a comeback, so can my Juicy Couture looks.
absolutely.
But I was thinking New York, you
Absolutely.
think tracksuit. So I was like, ooh, let me wear this tracksuit. Whatever.
Yeah.
It was fun time. So rapid fire questions. Are there any standout furniture pieces making a comeback?
My God, there's so many. But what I really want to see make a comeback is the sofa pit that you walk down into or stumble down into, depending on the day or night. But pieces, I mean, no. Kane and Wicker are out again. Thank God. I can't believe they even came back. But yeah,
Yes. Are you a sapphire blue or an emerald green?
Emerald Green.
Yep.
If you had
Also
asked me 10 years
sapphire.
ago, I would have said the opposite.
Oh, we already said that. Oh, no, actually, this is a little different. Which gemstone color instantly elevates a room?
The one you're wearing,
Garnet. Look, garnet, which
ruby,
happens to be my
sapphire.
birthstone.
Wait, ruby, sapphires are blue, aren't they?
Yes, emerald
Um,
is green.
emerald, 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 and ruby would be my two top.
Garnet. I would say garnet too.
Yeah.
What's the most surprising jewel tone that actually works in? Oh, kind of covered that already. If amethyst had a personality, what kind of client would it be? Okay, skip it. Are you Oh no. What is the most beautiful natural material that you've ever worked with?
Probably Philip Jeffries grass cloth, and we did it on ceiling, I would say.
Oh. Which
Mm.
nature trend has overstayed its welcome?
God, I would say the Santa Fe, New Mexico, bohemian stuff
The fake
is starting to
horns.
drive me. Yeah, it's starting to drive me a little bit. But
Oh,
it's still happening.
I mean, everybody has the stupid bull picture. You know what I'm talking about? The random
I'm
big
very aware,
buffalo.
very aware. Yep, yep, yep. Very
Stop
aware.
buying it. Everybody has it. We know
Mhm.
it's like manufactured.
Mhm.
I didn't know if you're going to say that or if you're going to say the live walls, just because they're kind of hard to upkeep.
I don't know. Live walls are good for outside, and that's about it. But I think that they have their place in time. But I haven't seen them go very far.
Fair. What's the most bizarre client request you've heard this year? Since it's almost end of the year. Ooh, we should do that too. End of year stuff.
Can I phone a friend or can I ask a team member? What is the most bizarre client request we've had this year?
Me.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
The rundown location that had the flags.
You're good. You're close. Kaden, do you have one? The what? We've had a lot. We've had a lot of interesting requests.
Yeah. I mean, that was an actual client. That was just a weird,
Yeah,
bizarre
yeah.
request you
We're
got.
down to
But
entertaining. We're well, that we did have a request to do a house that looked like it was boarded up, falling apart, and there was a Confederate flag outside next door. And I think I looked up the sale price of it. It sold at auction for like
yeah.
$30,000.
Oh, yeah, okay.
30, it was
And their budget was
low.
the same. And their budget was the
And
same. I
they,
was like,
but they had, it didn't have a floor.
yeah.
And the
And the
girl that
walls were great.
called, the walls, everything was boarded up, and the girl that called was 15.
So most underrated decor item making a comeback.
Smoked glass.
Oh,
Hmm.
good to know.
Smoked glass. Remember that light fixture we saw in the basement of the museum? That basement of the Mad
Yes.
Museum. It was an acrylic smoked ceiling light that they used as a wall sconce, and it's an actually very affordable way to do a sconce, and it made a visual impact that was worth way more than the actual light fixture.
Yeah, it was beautiful. And it looked concave until you got closer. Like, oh, wait,
Uh
it's
huh.
really not that. I love that. Plus,
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it's one of those things that looks like art too. So it kind of doubles.
Totally.
Yeah,
Totally.
a lot of bang
Yeah.
for your buck.
Yeah.
What color do you wish people would stop being scared of? This will be a fun
Black.
one.
I think people think the
Me
color
too.
black makes a room smaller. No, but people think the black makes a room smaller when it actually gives the illusion of space. And it can actually make a room feel bigger. And people don't realize that because you can't see past it. So it gives the illusion of outer space, but you have to use it correctly. So a lot of people are afraid to do dark, moody rooms, but in reality, if it's done, like I've done an entire black room that was painted all white and it made the room feel bigger. And yeah, stop being afraid of black.
And
Yeah.
I would concur.
It's been great, but I have to wrap my day up.
Yeah.
And we have an announcement to make, and you'll have to tune into the next episode to find out what that announcement is. But make sure you're following all of our social medias, especially Camille's at the E Spot.
The real
You
Camille
want to
Kauer.
go ahead and, will the real Camille Kauer please stand up? She's going to have a boatload of pictures. We're remodeling our digital online presence at danielhome.com. Check it out. You can find all my socials there.
Make
And
sure you sign up for our newsletter because you never
yeah,
know what
that too.
breaking news we will break to our clients first, and that you have to be part of the newsletters
And we
because
promise not to bombard you with newsletters because it's
no,
literally called not another fucking newsletter.
it's once a quarter, if that.
Yeah.
All
All right.
right. Well,
It's
it's
been
been
great.
wonderful. Thank you.
Yes. Love you. Talk to you soon. Safe everything travels.
Likewise.